What's up, guys? This is Alex from Double Move Sports, and you're watching the Fantasy Forecast. Today, I'm breaking down Redskins wide receiver Terry McLaurin and his fantasy football outlook for 2020. Now, before I get into it, be sure to hit that subscribe button below, and also leave a comment for who you want to see Stef or I break down next. So let's jump right in. Terry McLaurin, I know what you're probably thinking. He had a promising rookie season. He had some flashy plays. He showed a ton of upside, but I just don't know if I can trust Dwayne Haskins or this Redskins offense in 2020. I am here today to tell you that you can lock in Terry McLaurin as a top 20 fantasy football wide receiver for the 2020 season, and let me tell you why. First, let's look at what he was able to do last year. He was a third-round pick out of Ohio State, and he made the most out of a brutal situation in Washington. He was a highlight reel week in and week out on what was hands down the worst passing offense in the entire NFL. Not only were the Redskins dead last in pass yards a game, but they were also dead last in scoring offense. On top of that, they were 26th in pace of play. Interim head coach Bill Callahan just wanted to run the ball again and again and again. And fortunately for all of us, Bill Callahan is out of town and he has been replaced by Ron Rivera. Just knowing what Ron Rivera has been able to do in the past as an NFL head coach with Cam Newton and some of those Panthers offenses over the years, we know there's nowhere to go but up for this Redskins offense in 2020. Now, with all of these things considered, McLaurin still managed to be wide receiver 29 in full PPR last season, and he only played 14 games. His final stat line was 58 catches, 919 yards, and 7 touchdowns on 93 targets. His 15.8 yards per reception was 12th in the NFL, and his playmaking ability seemed to be the only bright spot for this Redskins offense week in and week out. Another thing that people don't realize about McLaurin, and I actually didn't realize till I started breaking his film down game by game, is that he posted more consistency than he gets credit for. He had at least 50 receiving yards in 10 of the 14 games that he played as a rookie. Now, with 2019 in the rearview mirror, it's time to look forward to 2020. Look, we've talked about this offense. There's literally nowhere to go but up. McLaurin had a 19% target share last season. That was good for 6.5 targets a game. And I think not only are the targets a game going to go up as, this offense generates more passing volume as a whole, but the 19% target share should go up as well. People forget that McLaurin and Haskins were teammates at Ohio State, and I think Haskins is going to continue to lock into his guy that he has a strong rapport with as they both grow as NFL players. Now, you also have to remember that the Redskins are losing, these guys are big names, but Paul Richardson, Jordan Reed, Chris Thompson, all these guys are out of town. So you look at the receiver group, and it's Terry McLaurin, Kelvin Harmon, and Steven Sims, all rookies last season. To me, Terry McLaurin is now the clear wide receiver one. He's the clear leader in that locker room. And now that he has a year under his belt, I expect him to have a huge sophomore season, even amidst some of the uncertainty with this Washington Redskins offense. So trust me, guys, lock in Terry McLaurin as a top 20 wide receiver for 2020 in fantasy football. You do not want to miss out on what this guy is going to be able to do. So again, this is Alex from Double Move Sports. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a comment for me and Steph, and we will break down any other NFL players that you want to see us talk about in regards to their outlook for the 2020 fantasy football season.